What's up? Got the late late show going. Woo! See who's gonna jump on this piece. Let me know if you're viewing. You know how we do for the late show. A little recap of everything that happened. How y'all doing tonight? Especially y'all lucky bastards got a 4-day weekend. What it do tonight? I know some of the biggest news today in the manosphere. Lying ass Tasha K. Oh man. We got AL in the building. You're right about that video. 2 things people go to war for. They'll go to war for petrol and some water. But yeah, she lied through that whole goddamn thing. I never seen a chick that is so hell bent of not learning from lessons. The sheer arrogance. I hate to say it, but no, I don't. Give props where there's props. Gotta give props for Jessica X for tearing Tasha K and Shorty a new asshole. And I do agree with Valdez about certain shit. There's a reason why they don't come for people in the manosphere. Because we would embarrass them. I noticed the whole time Tasha K kept talking about Tommy Sotomayor's child support. But not one time did she mention about the restitution for Cardi B. You cannot tell me that this woman has not lost her fucking mind. But this can be predicted very easily. My bad, I didn't even know I muted myself. Like I was saying, some people just don't learn the first lesson. You know? I'm watching a lot of videos about The Godfather. One of, if not the greatest movie of all time. You ever learn when Don Vito Corleone always made you an offer you couldn't refuse? He tried to make it mutually beneficial the first time. The second time, he's going to go send his enforcers. What people like Tasha K fail to realize, people are going to send their enforcers, i.e., the court system, lawyers, cease and desist letters, lawsuits. But the sheer arrogance of that woman, the sheer stupidity of that woman, it knows no bounds. It has no shame. It's really ridiculous. So much so that it's a damn shame channels like hers get over 1 million subs over fuck shit. Not a damn thing you can learn except how to be a fucking better ratchet and an alcoholic. I said it. You got the winos. Say hello to the winos. Who the hell wants to be associated and be called a wino? I'll wait. That's the stupidity of it all. You would see. I would say you would show some femininity classes, but she's not a feminine woman. Get her out there. She's like one of your drunk aunts. Damn shame about her and her mail order fucking husband. Captain needs some citizenship. Just got finished listening to Dr. T about how one-way violence to black men is viewed. I've said it time and time again, 6 to 8% of domestic violence in the black community is the women. Nobody wants to act like women don't get violent. Have you noticed in the last few years, the more experts got channels, the more the rhetoric and bullshit went down? I can't lie anymore. Can't lie. Funniest part is that you ever notice not one of these female channels you see They never talk about how to become a better woman. They always teach each other how to be a better bitch, a better ratchet. They never hold their women accountable. See, at least in the black manosphere, we hold each other accountable. Then you'll condone violence against. I don't get that. But then again, when you worship the lowest common denominator, you get what you get. Don't forget to come in, hit the like button, donate if you can. Mel said, Charles Faulkner, did you check out Albert Preach video about that black trans blaming black men for, is that a daily or? Yeah. I'm proud to be a woman, win speech. Black men become the scapegoats for everything. You know what's funny? Nobody really listens to black trans people, especially the trans women. Because at least the trans men try to take up some responsibilities and accountability like men. Trans women are just the same as the actual, biological women. They want to be ratchet. They want to be the lowest, like I said, the lowest common denominator. What are they whining about? We're women too in your dreams. What did black men do this time? Because in all technicality, she is blaming herself since she wants to blame black men. It's like that one gay guy who wanted to talk about all these bullshit narratives about black men. And he forgot he was a black man. Your homosexual lifestyle does not exclude you from your masculinity. Yeah. See, I'm going to tell you a little secret, right? Tommy could use that video, send it to a court commissioner or a judge. Not only can he get it, probably he could go, because he travels a lot, he could probably get a carry, because I know the Nevada state permit is recognized in like 32 states. Florida, I think it's like 28 to 35. Maryland recognizes its own. It doesn't recognize anybody else's. And what's crazy is this. He can get a protective order and a permit to carry in probably each one of these states. And she said, and was encouraged violence against a person with like 1 million subscribers. You don't know who be listening. You don't know what simp or violent women are out there. Then on top of that, you got a fucking open case against you. And you really gonna say this is self-defense? You were provoked? Really? I guess she wanted to do this, right, Mel? She wanted to do some shit like this. See, this is what Tommy felt like doing.
Now for a lesson. heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus!
Hey, what's up, Simply Deep? It's just an open topic, not to let people on the panel sing. I just like to give a little bit of my rhetoric. It's kind of funny because AL sent me a video today about Ukraine and Russia. It's not just about the oil, it's about the water because, the Ukraine is right off the water. So they built a dam and said, fuck that, and pay us for the fucking water. That's why a lot of times you got to go look at the money. But here it is. All this posturing politically and militaristically. Nobody's trying to go to war. I mean, they'll make little moves here and there. But nobody's trying to lose what they got. Yep. Shout out to the Black Mother and Jessica X. See, when we look at and analyze things, right? And I analyzed this, like when I told Shirley, I said, look, at the end of the day, the one thing you got to say, if Russia wanted to invade, what the fuck could we do about it? They would already be there. There would already be battle. We have yet to recover from COVID. Last time I checked, in any country. Currently, it's like that DC comic, Brave New World. We're in the Brave New World. We're still trying to figure out what the fuck is automation going to do and how it's going to affect us. We don't know. So it's a horrible time to go start a war. And God knows how many people are going to jump in it. Inflation's always happening, man. That's the crazy part about it. Inflation always happens. Like the same $1,000 that you have in your pocket was worth damn near almost 3 times as much back in '82 when I was born. Well, that's what we're going into, hyperinflation. There's so many boats that's still on the coast who can't deliver shit yet because they're so backed up. And see, this is the same shit BGS talked about, the global economy, how delicate it really is. That's why I say I don't really care about the Pookie, very educated lane. I care about survival. Okay? I care about survival. how to make it the next year. There's a lot of people out of work because of this puss poor shit. Okay? There's a lot of people out of work. There's a lot of people who don't even know if they'll have a job waking up. There's no point. I don't give a damn who's a street dude, who's a can you get the job done? That's all the fuck I'm talking about. Can we survive? Can we plan for the next 50 to 100 years? Because right now it's hard to even plan for next year. Okay? If you're not into computer, protection, medical, I don't know what to say. It's or transportation. I don't know what to say to you. We gotta evolve. It's once again going back to the reference of the Godfather. The reason why Don Michael Corleone was so successful is because he saw the evolution years before anybody else did. Years before anybody else. If you don't evolve, you'll die. What worked 20 years ago is not going to work now. Hell, definitely not 30 years ago. Because 30 years ago, you work in a plant. I mean, good. I refuse. That's why when there's some great content creators who invite me on their panels, I refuse to get on some of them because y'all not going to drag me into that bullshit. Sorry. I have both very highly educated people, and I have the common man and woman who are both my subscribers. So I'm not going to alienate the people who support me. Hell no. Hell no. I think we should rise above all that bullshit and use black men and black women to their strengths. You don't always pick the army. Wrong about what? You don't always pick the army you got, but learn their strengths and weaknesses and you can actually win some battles. I never cared about the separation shit. I don't give a damn if that guy got a PhD or he sweeps floors. If you're a black man in America, you're still a black man in America. Shout out to Calvin for the $5. Make him holler. Good morning, everyone. Salute. And Army Rangers, salute. Hey, salute. Rocket them on, baby. Rocket them on. Former Sergeant Major. Retired Sergeant Major, retired Army Ranger there. Goddamn real life superhero right there. Y'all want to talk about our superheroes? Come on. Talk about guys like this. A double retiree. That's a guy who's going to survive. That's a guy whose family's going to survive. Don't talk to me about shit that we already saw 5 years ago. Don't talk to me about shit. I could talk about the gynocracy all day long. There's some cast I'm going to do it. Some I won't. It is what it is. I think a lot of brothers out there typically afraid to change. We're gonna have to steer everybody into military, police, fire, paramedic, EMT, STEM, trade. This is the time the government is pissing out money to go to some of these schools. Plumbers. Right now, they're looking for nurses. They're begging for teachers. They're begging for police officers. These are high paying jobs. Why aren't we taking advantage of this shit? Aren't they? We can't go back to being lowbrow. We can't go back into needless civil wars. And a lot of the content creators who's on that tip, I like them. I just, I'm not going to speak about too much of that bullshit. Even on Art of Bitmore's channel, when people talked about the boomers and the Xers and the millennials, I said, look, everybody has their issues. Every generation has their issues. My generation, which is millennial, some charts say Gen X, but we'll just go for millennial for today. A lot of us were raised too soft, especially the younger ones. A lot of Xers beef all the goddamn time. And a lot of boomers, guess what they did? They had this crazy shit called integration that they had to work through. Did they make mistakes? You fucking right, they did. Did they do the best that they could do? They fucking right they could do. It was called Adapt or Die. It was called A Brave New World. Think about it. All your boomer parents, a lot of them were thrust into the goddamn school system with white kids. Imagine how much hell they caught. Imagine you right now today going to a predominantly white school and all the students line out outside the school and you have to walk in there with armed soldiers. It's no difference being an older millennial or late Gen Z and you had to deal with like the fucking, as a child, a crack in the 80s and the violence of the 90s. A brave new world. The Xers, not so much. Not so much as the as the boomers. The Xers were the first generation to see how they were kind of like the first generation to see how technology is about to come upon us. I don't think you can unhide comments, but Just be careful. Yeah, you're gonna be bust because the first people to do it was the boomers. By the time you came about AAL, it was about 10 years, 10, 15 years into integration. See, the Xers had it tough too because they were the first true latchkey kid, like where both parents had to work, if you even had both parents. See, the Xers saw the rise of y'all the first generation to truly have single motherism. The fat girls on bikes, huh? But oh yeah, I believe it was still hell. I believe it's still hell. Notice I never said it was easy. Notice that. Never said it was easy. Y'all were the first motherfuckers to deal with like being the first true latchkey kids and the first real single moms, single dads. It wasn't even explosive then, but now it's like kaboom. Look who stepped in the room. I remember talking to this one lady a week ago. She was saying, I can't leave my 16-year-old in the house by himself for 3 whole days. If you're 16 and you starving in the house by yourself, something wrong with you. What's up, Sergeant Major?
Not much, brother. How you doing this morning?
Hold on, let me try something. Sometimes the fucking ears of this shit just goes out.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Y'all talk. Give me a second.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Rogers. Top of the morning to you. You changed into your local bed and put on your sweater. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
And you know, everybody tell me that, and I tell them just like this. I knew Mr. Rogers personally, and most people didn't know that he was one of the original Navy SEALs.
Yeah, I did.
And
He
my
was a hard.
father was with him.
He really secretly was a hardcore SOB. Because for you to be a
Yes,
simple
he
five,
was.
it's hardcore.
I'm just sitting around. I just jumped up here to tell Charles probably the next week or two, if you're doing your thing, I'm gonna drop what I said I was gonna drop, and you put a nice panel together for me, and I just want to sit back and listen. I've been asking Charles about a panel of, well, Black Uru said we need to start suing black women for the fact that they're getting all this money from all these corporations to go forward. But our young black boys are reading at a 4th grade level, graduating out of high school. Why should they get that money invested in black women when black boys cannot even read? But yet still, you want to mate and date with them. Somebody got to make sense of that to me.
Yeah, because we've been programmed to make a day with them through guilt, insult. and it needs to be right. And who go check them, boo? That type of situation for 6+ decades is why you got the entitlement that you got, backed by the El Presidente LBJ, 64, 65, 66, 67. All those goddamn laws we passed. Like you said in Moynihan's report, the BGS
Yeah.
is covered. Shit is crazy. Like Moynihan said, when the white people, they gave the white people a chance to get to those, them women, they got in line, got in step, and the husband was still in the house, even though they had a system in place where the husband was supposed to be in the house. Us, oh, they check it monthly, make sure we ain't in the house. They took the money and they ran something. Okay, we get what we get. You know what I'm saying? But see, I'm one of the dudes like I want to rip the whole cover off the pink elephant and talk about it in the room every day. Like I tell these dudes, these life records, since shout out to the Roger Report. He said they ain't got no homes. You can't call them home records. They never had no homes. Okay, I'll call them life records. Rest your life with the decisions you make. And part of that shot also goes after Kevin because he started to see it with the home record. And I'm gonna keep pouncing on it and I'm gonna keep preaching. Okay. You got these life records who want to wreck their decisions, wreck their lives with the decisions they make. And who is the cannon fire? And who are the ones who suffer the most and get shot without a cannon fire? The children, especially the boys. The girls get treated bad, but they still get propped up on some form of a pedestal, but not the boys. But what they don't understand is you are only an ovary egg donor. Without the sperm to fertilize it, you are insignificant to life itself. You need the spark of life, i.e. MAN, Homo sapiens MAN, alpha MAN, to impregnate you. We are the gift. You are the standard bearer. We are the gift. You are the standard bearer. And that's what they don't understand. But I digress.
But
don't digress, brother. Keep it going.
You gotta
the
figure
flow was good.
You gotta figure this out, fellas. Is that the more we have these proxy wars, the more we have these proxy stupid shit. Like that whole Tasha K shit was stupid. What's up, Kareem?
Yeah.
It's all good.
That was laughable
to me. Well, we support. And when you have these proxy wars, like you have that idiot Tasha K, who basically that's the way you could just best describe her. You're already in the hole $4 million.
Exactly.
And you want to go on vacation.
And you still up with your bullshit.
She better go on that fucking vacation being $4 million in debt. She better do something to clear her mind because right about now when reality set in, she either gonna be swallowing a whole mess of pills or shoving a 22 on the side of her head. Shit. She talked that shit and she is not prepared to cash that check. Period, point blank. She's in delusion and violated.
I mean, that single mother that spoke to Kanye called her a hypocrite. Like, yo, if you're gonna fight a man like you're a man, you need to prepare yourself to get beat like one. You should hear how Tasha K was getting on her and rationalizing no man should hit no woman no matter what.
No. I don't believe in that.
Exactly.
My parents taught me if you're big enough to get hit, you get big enough to get hit back.
And that's what's so funny. That's what the lady was telling Tasha. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why she was like, yo, you shouldn't be jumping in no man's face. If you're going to hit a man, you're going to be paid to get beat like one. And she starts
her ratchet ass has a son. I think she got 2. What if a lady just come out there and hit her kids?
You know the funny thing about it, though? They still would teach their sons, and their sons would even try to pass it down. I mean, I hear it from a lot of old generation dudes also, too. You should avoid getting a scrap of a woman like it's that much easy from the get-go. Of course, one way may seem easy, but the other way
I don't know where you grew up at.
Like a squirrel.
My dad always told me, whoever put your hands on you, put them to sleep, man or woman. No one has a right to put their hands on you. You're supposed to be cognizant enough to talk your way through an argument, but if it goes to violence,
yeah, like then
stand strong and take them all the way out.
You know,
it's different between we know how to avoid it after the situation happened, but in the heat of the moment, no man ain't thinking about that.
because
No, that's the difference between my generation and y'all. We do understand the heat of the moment. Sit back, reflect.
So do we.
If you react too quickly, you could be in handcuffs. Am I right, Mr. Charles?
Yeah.
But if you don't react quickly enough, you could be in the graveyard.
That's what I'm saying.
And I look at it like this. One, that lady was totally wrong because she would have been arrested if it happened in my presence.
Yes.
Or any officer's presence. She should have been arrested because she was the aggressor. Tommy knocked the shit out of her. She deserved it. Like I've told a lot of these women out there, man. If we had more Kareems, more Shondas, and more Toyas, the world would be a better place.
God, quit thinking about queens. Them are what you call queens for real.
Exactly.
We already know what Tommy did wrong in her part and everything, just dealing with her period. But we don't need to talk about it too much now no more. Like this damage is done. The fact that I said to myself on other panels, that woman knew what she was doing from the get-go. She went out and asked that question to Tommy, and even when he was calm and answered her questions, she kept picking at him more and more and more and stuff. I know Tommy fell for the trap, but even still, like
shout out to Jessica X, exposing her. Like, but you went out there in the hopes of getting 2,500.
Exactly.
You still a hoe. You just weren't a hoe that was picked.
Right.
And the funny thing about it, she was bad because her friend got more money than she did for doing the job that. I mean, you came in my house. I mean, come on, man. What type of mess sex workers do like this? Like, how she gonna say I researched him 2 weeks ago, I unfollowed him 2 weeks ago, but you still got flown to his house?
Yeah, but here's the point, right? See, this tells you women don't have any sense of fear.
Yeah. None.
Mm-hmm.
This is what people say. They have no sense of fear. And this old ranger will tell you, fear keeps you sharp.
Ooh.
This old ranger, Calvin Rogers up here, Sergeant Major, he'll tell you, fear keeps you sharp. See, a healthy dose of fear keeps you living. The girl in the thumbnail is what's her name? Gundam Bay, and on Instagram. She was at BlurCon. She is a fine motherfucking person. On pictures and person, she is so nice and so cute. Oh God, if she comes up there this year, I might get married. Fuck. But anyway, back to this.
There you go. There you go, Charles. We're supposed to stay single.
And congratulations with the kid. But make sure you get everything. Make sure you get things written down that you both get joint custody too.
Candy Graham for Mongo.
Oh yeah, trust me, I want that shit. That's a lot of chocolate, and I want to get diabetes and cavities eating that.
Ooh, damn.
I'm gonna tell you, but back to the situation. I tell women, look, if I was an animal, I would weigh as much as a lot of predators out there. Okay, like, do you really want to fucking hit me and think? Like, I wonder if these chicks would do the same shit behind closed doors with nobody around. You would hit me, and what if I was in a bad mood? What if Tommy would have just caved her shit in? You don't know what the fuck could have went down. But you obviously gonna say, well, I was in fear of my life. How? You were talking the most shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You did everything. You were the aggressor. You had no fear of that man. That's bullshit, and you know it.
Charles,
That's a scary thing, man.
Huh?
Charles,
I'm
we had
seeing it a little bit
a
more here in my hometown. Women think that they can just run up on men and do what they want.
Charles.
Because
Remember we were talking on the Roger Report one time about this, and I made a statement. I said, hey, it's just got to the point. Every time they start acting outside their shells and acting in the childlike state, record them. Record it. Even when they trying to swing and act a fool, record. And guess
Yes.
what? But you don't only record, gentlemen. You must go to step two, level two, DEFCON 5. Press charges.
Charges,
Don't
right.
don't get mushy and act like oh it makes you less of a dude.
Even if she hits you, you got to defend
Swing on
yourself.
her, so press charges. Tell her Charles, she will press charges if you swing on her. So press charges back.
yeah, Calvin, you know why?
Even if you go and you have to defend yourself, no, you press charges. There has to be a consequence because there's only two consequences that are going to come from it. Either we going to be on this professional legal shit, or we going to be on some gangster shit.
Mhm.
I could play the part of Tom Hagen, or I could play the part of Sonny Corleone. So, which one would you want? Would you want the hand of peace or civility, or do you want the hand of savagery?
Oh,
I
God,
think
I
it's
like
time
that.
for the hand of savagery. Everybody, we want to.
Yeah,
We
you know
always.
what? He just said the same thing as that. I like savagery.
Yeah, everybody wants to choose the former over the latter. This person said
Yeah,
things is them
fuck
running.
your peace. I already know what you're about, bitches.
These females, they want to get this screaming. These last 2 or 3 generations. Oh, I know what it's like to go through the color purple. No, you ain't. These dudes are
No,
not
you
whooping
know.
on y'all. These dudes are not beating on y'all. Y'all ain't seen an Ike Turner eat the cake moment in y'all entire lives, but want to scream up and down. I've been done like this. I've been done like this. Now, wait till you really get done like this. Then cry.
And you know the funny thing about it, why females keep getting away with this shit? Because two reasons. They got too many simps in their corner that would just jump and defend their honor without even really analyze the situation. It could be the male best friend, or their fathers, or they male
That's,
cousins, or their brothers. And they will abuse their power
that was,
of having those
that was
bodyguards, not realizing you will put them in danger one day and they could be killed behind that. Because you're gonna do it to the wrong dude, and he's gonna be like, I don't give a shit who you could come at me. He could be more prepared than you. And then you want to cry later at a funeral and
That's
stuff.
that's
And number two, they use the law because the fact is, you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be some police are gonna take their side no matter what. And number three, they don't expect most men to even press charges on them to begin with, which is why I'm encouraging that shit. Press charges on them. Most
I
men are too
remember,
lenient.
I remember
and
years
male.
ago, a female did some shit like she threw a rock through my windshield because she was mad. I could have went outside and dragged her up and down the block very easily. But you know what? Hey, you know what hurt her? Call the police.
Mhm.
When she was placed in handcuffs, she knew how real I was. There's no coming back. You're going to jail.
Right.
How
What?
many couples
You
is
know
this?
what? This is funny to me. I was married for 21 years. Why come I ain't go through none of it? Oh, right.
Because you had a woman.
I didn't choose, I got picked.
Yeah.
Well, Calvin, the reason why you didn't go through that because I think you already established that in the get go what type of woman you want to deal with, and you already
Uh-uh.
established that.
No, let me
He-
say that again for you. I didn't choose, I got picked.
But even so, your energy exhibit that we're not going to go through this mess. You know what I'm saying? Like other people is. Y'all already established that many years ago. You know, you still married, right?
No, I'm a widow.
Okay.
So you
Like,
went out the same
establish
way.
that, and
You went out the proper way. So don't do us part.
Yes.
I think
Man,
most
that's
people don't
I'm
do
still
that.
alive.
They don't really establish.
Charles, you know how I feel about it. I grieve for her every day.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find nobody to just take her place.
You're not going to. That's the secret of
And,
it.
I came to the realization of that, and it hurts, Charles. I can't find nobody to equal what I had.
Sometimes, like General Patton said, you know, it is wrong and disrespectful to mourn people. What you should do is thank God that a woman like that actually lived.
Yes. But I got 3 of them in my life, though. My
Yeah,
mother, my sister, and my niece. They just like my wife.
yeah. And you just gotta live. I know it's hard, and God damn it, I know it's hard. But you gotta, but those great memories and them great times and everything she's done for you and you done for her, let that comfort you. You'll meet her again one day.
Oh, that's one thing I say. Lord, if I have one chance in life, anything, let me meet her in heaven.
Yeah,
If I'm not going through the pearly gates, allow me to see her just before you tell me I have to go to hell, and I'll accept that.
yeah. Uh, I tell a lot of men now. See, a lot of us need to start seeing the value in ourselves and each other because that's where it starts.
Yeah.
If you value yourself, you don't put yourself in harmful ways unnecessarily.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where once again got to do my godfather. One of the greatest things he ever said was, can't be careless. Women can be careless, children can be careless, men can't.
Men
Because
can't.
there's repercussions that has to happen to bring back the respect of male ability. Because what's going to happen is a woman is going to put herself in a very dangerous predicament with the unbridled power of a man. I remember the other day my mother tried to use a rag, you know, to get to open up some pickles. I just used my left hand and I'm right-handed and just unscrewed it with one clip.
Boy, why you just showing off?
I was just click. I thought I had to.
Is that not? She just look at you like, boy, why you just showing off?
She was just happy them damn pickles were open. and
The
it's
first
funny.
thing my mom would always tell me, like, boys, quit showing off.
It's funny because a woman's true strength is not trying to match a man's strength. It's her elegance. It's her femininity.
Yes.
It's her
Yeah.
grace. And see, this
Yeah.
feminine shit robbed them of that. It robbed them of their femininity. It robbed them of their superpowers.
Yes.
And when you start to see the involvement of how women interact with men, look, do you want me to treat you like a man or woman? Why don't you treat me like a woman? Then don't be able to stop trying to be the fucking man.
Man.
So funny with that, yo. I heard this from Real Femme Sapien. Shout out to her when she talked about her fiance when they met. They got he's older than her, but she said herself, "My body reacts to masculine men and stuff, even though I can't explain it, and that's what I need and stuff, and that's why she's engaged with the man she's with now." It works in reverse also too for us men. Our bodies react to feminine, submissive women.
Yeah.
Yeah, that turns me on sexually. I mean, yo, I see women acting submissive, feminine. That's unexplained attraction, but that's how my body reacts to those type of women and stuff.
Yeah,
They fit in shape, submissive. Oh, damn, just can't
yeah.
help.
You don't wanna bastardize the true feminine and masculine principles. What happens with a lot of people is this: you get these reasonable facilities. It's like if you go down to Texas, where old AL's from, and you get annoyed one of them goddamn steaks, and you like,
Mm.
what the fuck have I been eating for all my life? This is how steak is supposed to taste. It's like if you came to Baltimore, you wanted a crab cake or some seafood. You're like, oh my god, this is how seafood's supposed to be prepared. You're just wondering what the fuck was I dealing with all these other years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. It's like when you go through the Georgia heat. When let's say when basic training, you in Fort Benning, Georgia,
Woo!
and you got to deal with that Georgia heat.
Oh my God. No,
Fucking 90 degrees at night.
and it sucks all the life out you.
Early morning, sun's not even up. It is 90 degrees already.
Ah,
You got to be able to see who's the real and who's the fake. And I've always wondered, why do I have a large military, law enforcement, firefighter, paramilitary following? Is because everything I tell them they've endured. And see, a lot of women don't want to go through the crucibles like they used to prove that they're women. See, a
the
woman,
worthy of the men they got.
yeah, a woman used to show you why she would be an asset. A woman would actually cook for you, like, oh baby, what you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna buy lunch. No, you're not. I just packed this up for you because
Yes.
she knows how badly you got to save money. So she prepared food for you. Oh, I got to go pick up my kids. Oh no, you're not. You gonna bust them a couple of hours. I got them, and I'm gonna teach them, even if they weren't hers.
Even if they wasn't hers. But we ain't got that no more, Charles. The neighborhood. Woo,
It's grown selfish. You got a bunch of dudes who say, "Well, I don't want to mentor the kids," and well, guess what? The kids you don't mentor are going to be the kids that turn a gun on you.
that's it.
You don't hear the Jewish people saying, "I'm not going to mentor the other some other Jewish kid." They look at each other as a family.
As a family. Yes.
When do you hear the Asians say, "I'm not going to mentor another Asian kid"?
Never.
And all the Asians hate each other at some point. But when it
But
came
they
to,
will make sure their kids get a good education.
yeah, they're gonna unify like Voltron. But for some reason, we still worrying about who's the real men and who's the real niggas. Everybody is. How about that?
You know, I listened to that with Kevin Samuels and a few other people talking about real niggas. Y'all niggas ain't real niggas. Real real niggas was the men who went through the crack era, who were stepfathers to kids that didn't even like them. But you did it anyway because you knew that was the way to raise to push
The race forward.
everything forward.
And it was a lot of because you loved that woman so much you took on her kids. But at the same time, that woman knew she had to give you kids of your own.
You know? And whoever was the original father to those kids, Charles, I went through this one time. But you ain't got to do. You ain't my dad. I said, well, then push back from the table, take them goddamn clothes off, and go call your daddy. Tell him to give you some food and some clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, daddy, you pay attention. I don't give a fuck where you at. Nigga, if you can't follow my direction and my instruction, you don't need to eat my food or wear the clothes I put on your back.
And this is one of the big problems why a lot of dudes don't want to step up to be stepdads like they were.
No, because dudes
So many
don't have
different-
no. Dudes
no,
don't
hold-
have
hold-
the
let me
attitude
finish,
that we had back in the 90s.
No, hold on, let me.
I'm
Hold
a
on,
ex.
Sergeant Major. Hold on, Sergeant
I'm
Major.
a Gen Xer. You nigga, you open your mouth
Hey,
wrong.
Sergeant Major.
Oh, let
I'm
me finish. I wasn't actually.
Sergeant Major, hold on. Let them else speak.
Thank you. What I was saying is, yeah, like there's other outside forces. That's one of the examples you gave. Calvin was one of them. Definitely, I'm adding on to that also too. You have the child's grandmother, the mother's mother, who would interfere with that also too, or her family side. and stuff. They live in your household, and despite you not that child's father, biological father, but still, you still took on that responsibility at the household. But when they come with their interference, the way they are and stuff like that, it makes it even harder like that. So that's why y'all. That's one aspect why dudes don't want to be stepfathers no more like that and everything. And of course, we already know because the child's biological father who come in and out, and sometimes the mother will entertain them even still on the low too much. And we already know about the single mother who misused certain guys that take on that role. I experienced that myself years ago dealing with a woman and a child, and I let her misuse the hell out of me and stuff. And yet she came at me
The
sometimes
only
like,
difference,
I want you to be a father figure to my daughter, but I'm like, I don't want to be that way. I actually
right?
want to make a family with you, me, and her that way. No, not no big brother program like that, because I seriously was in love with you at the time, but you mistreat that. You didn't love me back the way I wanted, and the only love I got was from your daughter. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the type of family I want to grow up like that. Like so I gotta move on.
I got out of a situation, and I want to say this: the grandmother crushed her grandson. Like, nigga, this man got a good job. This is 1980s. You know where I work at, right, Charles?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll put it out there for y'all. When I was not in the military and I did 5 years out of the military, outside of trying to play professional football, I worked at Anheuser-Busch. And I work for Anheuser-Busch right now. So yeah, I'm one of those guys that are 6 figures on my regular thing, on my regular year, because Charles say I work hours because I ain't got nothing right now. All my sons are overseas and they're well taken care of. My grandbabies are, well, Charles, you can let them know on another time how good my grandbabies are.
Oh yeah, they good.
I sat down one time with a woman and her son did that to me, and the grandmother flipped out. She said, "Do you know what this man can do for you in your life?" And I'm listening to the grandmother tell her, he's sitting there looking at her like, "Oh, but he ain't my dad." He said, "Nigga, this man could be better than your father could ever treat you." You know what got me out of that whole situation?
What's that?
A black flag.
Mm.
So you know what I did, didn't you?
Mm.
Packed up and went somewhere and started shooting at people and never looked back.
See, that's the
Came
crazy.
back home 2 weeks after I came home, I'm on recruiting duty. And a California 8 was walking across the street. If y'all don't know what a California, God, I wish I had a picture of it right now. I gotta look at all my pictures of her got burnt up in my old house. I gotta get my sister to give me a picture of her. California 8. It's like a New York 10. I got a California 8, Charles.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I didn't ask her. She asked me to get married.
Sometimes that's the best part. When she recognizes you, when she knows she got a diamond, when she knows she got a champion. And the problem is with a lot of these things, when you look at Tasha K, and you hear what she was saying in that video. Well, nah, those white girls, they for the awkward niggas of our community. You're not even married to a man from our community.
No.
Which is the hilarious part about it. And it's funny because I've always wondered. Now, we always admire Claire Huxtable,
Yes.
but the person that really intrigued us was Felicia Rashad,
Yes, she was. And that she
and then she showed us how much of a real woman she was when she stood up for her longtime friend Bill Cosby.
friend Bill Cosby. Yes, she did.
That's why
And
my
so,
wife is my hero, Charles. She's my hero.
she's my shero because that's a
Like the
real
man.
woman. That's a real woman. That's a real woman, man. And we don't look highly upon women like that because we don't see it as much as like that. Like when we had the Shondas, when we had the Kareems, we had the Toyas, they're like a breath of fresh air to us. Because first and foremost, women like Miss Rashad are rare. They used to be common, but now they're rare.
Ah, man, do you know? You know what? You know what? As an older gentleman, y'all don't know how many women were like that in our neighborhood. Little boy, what are you doing? Yes, ma'am. Come here, baby. Go over there and cut my grass, and I'm gonna give you $5 to cut the grass. Yes, ma'am. Those were the women that, man, y'all wish I could ever see in life.
What makes you cry sometimes is that you look at these women, no matter how bad it is, you're like, damn, at least you're getting a woman. Now you got a chick who wants to be flown out
Yeah,
and she's trying to expose people, but she's really exposing herself. And here's the ridiculousness of it. You're looking at all this trash media, which I like to call it trash media, and you're seeing what people are really about. They're about trash.
it's something real funny, Charles. Let's see. You look at 90% of your IG models. We grew up with IG models.
Real IG models, if you think about
I
it.
mean, just way they look. We grew up with. I don't know where y'all grew up, but the girls I grew up with look like the IG models that they flaunting today. And these were some of the most feminine women you would ever want to meet. Maybe because I grew up upper class. I hate to say that.
No, say
I
it.
did.
No, I mean, don't be
I
ashamed.
did. And ain't no shame in it because, my father was a full bird colonel. My mother was
Man, that's
in the Navy. I grew up military. I grew up around beautiful women, black, white, Hispanic, Asian. So I don't know what it is not to date a beautiful, feminine, educated woman. I just don't know.
It's
And now I look at my and it's funny because my niece does the same thing. She tries to mimic me and all my brothers. She wants to be what I want in a wife. Because my sister's bad as she wanted to be. She was raised as a wife. She was never a wife. But do I disrespect her for having a child out of wedlock? No, because the man took care of my niece from ding to dawn. They just didn't get married.
Because I'm an expert at basically.
It is funny that
I quit. I get it.
my generation, which are the boomers, what happened to y'all? Oh, right. Y'all drunk The next generation drunk the motherfucking Kool-Aid. And Monahan became real. And that's something I say, Charles. Monahan scissors became real after the boomers. Because they could talk that shit. But a lot of the boomers stayed married till death do us part. And just the generations after that decided, like, I don't want to do what my mama did. My mama looked like a slave doing everything for my daddy. But your mama had a good life. She never had to work a day in her life.
Right. I ain't gonna lie, man. Did you ever sit there and think when these women say that? So wait a minute. What if the women told you all you got to do is stay home, fix everything that need to go in the house, do all the manly chores, this, that, and the other, and all that. We can even add cooking and cooking for the person and washing the clothes, but yet you'll get everything paid for. I ain't gonna lie, that sounds like a pretty good deal. I would take that over going to the hustle and bustle any day. I mean, come on now. You don't have to worry about nobody telling your ass what to do. I mean, what? I mean, you go to a job, these motherfuckers can tell you you got to get up and make that commute every damn day, put up with the dumbasses on the way to work, on the way home. Got to worry about being shot or pulled over for a damn ticket. All that shit. You go tell me that, wait a minute, all I got to do is stay in the house and take care of the house that I'm living in? That sounds like a good-ass deal.
Some women can accept that.
I mean, that's a good deal, ain't it?
Yeah, but I want to be a boss bitch. You can't tell me that I can have it all because you do know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You do know how to take care of me, but I still want to be a boss bitch.
I'm like, I just find it remarkable. Wait a minute. Taking care of my own house and maybe cooking. I mean, like, I sit there and say, okay, fine. I mean, like, when you go to put a steak on the skillet for yourself, right? How much more energy is it to throw a second one in there? I mean, like, I'm doing the same task. I'm cooking them both at the same time in the same pan. How much extra fucking energy is that?
Let me answer that for you. Hold up. I got to answer. This is how much energy it takes. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
By the power of Grayskull.
That's what she gets.
That much energy.
She gets the power.
I'm like, that just gets me when women. Oh, I'm like, well, no offense, wasn't you cooking something for yourself? I mean, what? When you go to McDonald's to order something, yeah, my baby like this, I'm gonna order the second one. I mean, I love how it ain't like you had to go out and catch 2 chickens and shit and that were running around live. I mean, you just throw a second one in the pan too, throw a second batch in the air fryer or whatever. I'm like, for real. I mean, it's just remarkable. Well, I said, well, no offense. If staying home and getting my needs taken care of and having a little bit of spending cash as being a slave, well, please, Oprah, you can, or somebody rich, I'll be your slave. I'll be fixing.
You know what's funny?
I ain't gonna lie. Look, I be doing dick ups to make sure that motherfucker is strong for you to come home. If that's all I got to do,
you know what's funny, Dre? But I hear that when I hear women like Oprah saying, "Oh, married for me." No, it's because nobody chose your funky ass.
Chose you.
Right. I mean, you the butt of, no offense. You the butt of all jokes. Like how many people say, it ain't like that. They go to show. No, you the butt of all jokes. They were like, well, I'll fuck her, but I got to get paid. Ain't nobody out there, oh, yeah, I would. And what's so bad is she probably did go to show you how the proof is. She probably did have plenty of men who loved her to death, but she friend zoned them. Because they didn't no money. And that's going to show you where you be like, damn, you got it's everyone. I sit there and laugh. Every woman out there got 3 or 4. That's why I sit there and laugh at it when everybody couldn't find nobody. No offense. You got 3 or 4 motherfuckers that you know that would gladly, eat your meal on a bad day. And you won't get that day in the friend zone.
I'm going to tell you what it is, Dre. She wanted Stedman to marry her. She was going to give that man $100 million.
Right.
He said no.
He said no.
He said no.
And guess what? That tells you how much. That's let me paint a picture for y'all.
Well,
Y'all don't understand how what pisses women off is the fact that we could do shit that they can't.
well,
See, we can use money and other things to increase our value. They can't. You're worth $1 billion. No man would marry you, especially the men you like. They ain't gonna marry you because money doesn't make you prettier.
That's it.
Money doesn't make you a better woman. See, men are predicated off their money. That's why we get the whole world from our money.
well,
Women will easily be told your money's no good here. And it makes you think about it. You're in a country in India where all these women are married and they're looking at you like, you sorry, bitch.
You can't get married.
You got all this money, all this fame, all this wealth, but no man will come down to you, especially the men you want. They'll never take you.
I'm gonna tell you, it goes like this. I laugh at it myself because I'm like, you realize, okay, say you worth 1 billion, right? I said you realize you could be a woman worth 1 billion and just got an ugly attitude and ugly as that. A dude that make 100,000 still won't fuck with you. You still have
Right.
to compete for him because this is the problem. A dude that make 100,000 still got more options to marry a woman than you do.
Mhm.
And that's what you don't realize. He can make a tenth of what you make. That's still a lot of money I mean, can you imagine how many women would compete with Oprah for a dude that make 100 grand?
Yes,
I
I
mean,
can.
like think about it. He can make 100 grand, and you'd be like, but she's worth $1 billion. Still, she would have more competition for him. You know what I mean? Of a dude making 100 grand. Say he's on a scale of 1 to 10, a 4. He still
Even if
has more options than you.
even if even if he's a
You know
six,
what's so funny though?
No, he's a 4. I'm going lower.
But you know what's so funny though? Oprah can't get Stedman to marry her, right? But Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, she got married, and she's the richest woman in the U.S.
Uh-huh.
And she was able to get married.
Well, I mean, she was
I'm like, yo, how Oprah is a billionaire? This chick is twice the billionaire than Oprah, but she's able to get the ring
twice. She's 100 times the billionaire Oprah is.
exactly.
And,
Right.
and the reason why is because you look Oprah. Nobody ever realized this. The truest form you ever seen Oprah was when she played whatchamacallit in The Color Purple.
Yep.
Yes.
That is the truest form of Oprah.
Mhm.
That's the free. You wonder why she played the role so good because she was being herself.
Herself.
Yeah.
And then this is the thing is the problem is this. A person making just average money. You know what I mean? Like you take Oprah's, I just give an example. You take Oprah's like fame out of the fact you can even have her money, but just on a look scale, I could probably get just as many broads making 100 grand than she could making 1 million, making
Yeah.
1 billion. I could get more broads making 100 grand than Oprah can get the men that she could get making $5 billion a year.
But here's the plight of it. And if you can't get the most egalitarian man, the man with no standards to marry you,
Mm-hmm.
what does that say about you?
You ain't shit.
What does that say about you? Because
You ain't
honestly,
shit.
Right.
Honestly, you ain't shit.
Right. If you make it to that age and play, I can tell them when it really should go is this. Oh, you done had a kid and your baby daddy don't got nothing to do with you. Oh, that means you a straight up bitch. Because plain and simple, they would try to make it seem like we leave our kids. No, man, we leave because we realize all you gotta do is tell a lie and we going to jail or do this, that, and the other. Or we going upside your head or something like that. So it's either
I'm gonna
leave,
hit one different. I'm gonna hit one different on you, brothers.
they left so they didn't
And
go.
this happened in my family. Not that my sister was not raised to be a wife, she was. Beautiful girl. And I'm talking about drop dead gorgeous chocolate girl when she was young. She had that first baby. It blew her up.
And then they had, I ain't gonna lie, it's like when that baby come out, that switch, that go, and I ain't gonna lie. A lot of times the women do some of the dumbest shit. That's the reason why your motherfucking asses are alone. I tell
No,
I
this
say,
is one. I'm telling you, she was raised like I was raised. Family first. We're gonna do everything the family way. Dude just decided that she put on this weight.
very rare.
I'm not gonna deal with you.
No, but a lot of times is I'm gonna let you know most men ain't like that. She might have put on a weight, but her attitude changed. You
No,
talk,
her attitude. No,
baby,
my
mama,
sister's
you know,
probably. My sister's probably nicer now than
mm,
she was at 21.
are you sleeping with her every day?
No, I know my sister. My sister would.
Well, you know,
I'm
then you
talking
know.
about one of them. I'm talking about my sister was probably at 8 at
Okay,
21.
but listen, that's what I'm trying to say. You can, like I said, this is the thing. You got to sit down and talk to him, and especially like talk to one of his boys and find out why he's. Hey, look, because most of the
The
time,
exit
you
strat.
hear
The
real
exit. Yeah.
You know, when you hear the real complaints, I'm gonna let you know, as a person with multiple baby mamas, it's like this. And unfortunately, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of women think as soon as they pop out a kid, you better do whatever the fuck they say, otherwise it's gonna cause a problem. And that,
Right.
or this is the
And
problem.
that was the
Pop out a
problem.
kid, right? They pop out a kid and think that they run the house. Well, look, motherfucker, you want me to stay around? No, motherfucker, I run this shit because I got this kid to worry about. Then you wonder why I ain't there because your ass sitting up here trying to run the house and take care of the damn kid and do all that other shit. You don't realize what the plan is. I know that society's gonna put more pressure on me. This is what I need to do. So either you're gonna follow in the line so we can get this, so we can put this kid in a better predicament than we are, especially when you have a young boy, or we end up breaking up. And that's the reason why. Most of the time it's like, no, because here's the question. What's the point of being the one to do all the work if the motherfuckers ain't gonna listen to your ass? And then you know, and why they look at it as we don't have to listen because why? Okay, either they look at it as this: yeah, I got your baby now, so no matter what, I got you no matter what. I
Mhm.
can decide to follow your rules if I want to and let you leave, or I can just leave and take all your money, and the government will be the other half, and then I can get another dummy to sit up here, and another dummy's gonna want to smash, so he's gonna do nice things for me. I'm not even gonna lie. The system actually makes it better. You be stupid. Like say if I was a woman, you'd be stupid to be with the man who fathers your kid. Because
It's the funny part is you're missing.
no,
She
but
never asked.
ass.
The whole time that my niece was growing up, my sister told her take your child support and stick it in your ass.
Okay, whatever, dude. But I'm just saying, it's
So
more
there you go.
not to
See,
be.
Charles, he don't know what type of family I come from.
Yeah,
But
I
look,
come from a straight military family that had money.
like Dre, what he's
He
alluding
fucked
to.
around with a nigga from the hood.
okay,
See,
but that's what I'm saying.
Dre, what Calvin's actually saying, that's like a small percentage of females out there like that, and like I agree with Calvin because, like he said, he grew up with a lot of feminine women in that type of class lifestyle.
But
And you
okay,
got some females.
this
I
is what
said to myself that you know what, I don't want your child support money and stuff.
but
You know, I do it by myself. There are some females like that. Is a large percentage of them? Of course not. There's a
but
small percentage. Yeah,
but
Calvin.
Calvin, this is what I want to say, Calvin. This is what I want to
Yeah.
say. Just give an example. I got, I said, as I said, I got one baby mama who never pulled any of the bullshit, none of the baby mama drama. She only acted up that one time, and it was just a slight. But it's like when that card can be played, and a lot. That's the reason why they don't fight to end that shit because it's like I still want to have that card to play just in case I have to, and that's why the women
That
don't.
part can never be played in my family.
And so, but how do you don't know you're not their relationship?
No, that card could never be played in my family.
Okay, if she's so hot and she's such a nice person.
No, it's not being hot.
But listen, I'm saying
It's that my family had her back
Okay, why'd the dude leave then?
because she gained the extra weight.
Okay.
And my sister was like, I don't give a fuck about the weight. I'm finna go do what I need to do.
Okay.
And she became a registered nurse.
Okay, but okay.
Now the weight is gone.
But wait a minute. What if the man said, "Hey, you gained the weight. I'm leaving you." What if that was already said?
That's what he did.
Oh, if he said that before, then she knew she knew she should have got her
And
behind.
she said, okay.
But well, okay,
He
right.
said, okay.
All right, right. And that's I'm just gonna let you know.
Now the nigga trying to come back because he got cancer.
Well, yeah, he could, but I'm just
See,
saying.
these are the things that I say that motherfuckers don't understand. You keep dropping the shit that what a nigga want to do, but when you come from my type of line, I take my line all the way back to the Civil War.
But bro, I'm gonna just tell you like this: if I'm with a woman and this is what the rule is, I tell her, "Hey, you gain weight after this." I mean, what? Her ass should have got back in the gym. Maybe she didn't want to do it, and that's why he left. If that's
No,
what I mean,
she did.
Man is different, but I'm gonna let you know if that's his stipulation on that, and he'll leave you for that. She already knew that before she had his kids, so she knew the consequences. And you might sit up here and say that's a stupid way to leave her, but trust me, dude, I work for a lot of people who got money before, and I will say a lot of them housewives who just like girlfriend ain't that. I always see them when we work in them house for months. I always see them working out on a treadmill. All that.
I gotta take pictures of my sister, man, because you be like, oh my God, at 60 years old.
But I'm just saying, they look like that another woman that look good, that nice body, will make sure they will try to take their man if the man's worth anything. And I mean, like, literally, he don't have to be no $200,000, $300,000 a year. You could be making 70 because that's good money, you know. I mean, that's still you got.
That's one of the things that a lot of female mess up on is not keeping their bodies right for their man because we're visual creatures no matter what.
Right.
Especially when we with our woman and we expect her to be a certain look. Yes, that keeps our sexual attraction to it because we keep it a buck. We like to fuck. We like to fuck.
And once I ain't gonna lie. Look, once I don't fuck you no more.
Every day we want to fuck and we want to have our sexual desires to our women. That's why we take our women to lingerie shops, paint their hairs done, their nails done, their toes done, because we helping them be more helping us be more sexual attracted to them.
Well, I tell every woman I'm with, I'm gonna just let you know like this: when I stop fucking you, you in trouble.
Exactly.
You in trouble.
I'm just letting you know. When I stop fucking you,
I told my own
you in trouble.
Like, yo, if she gained weight,
I agree.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Because she gonna hold you up to the standards of you better be the man to take care of his house and everything. Because if he loses that, she's gonna lose sexual attraction towards him. Away. So I expect the same thing out of my women.
Right.
There's no such thing as unconditional love. My love comes with the conditions.
Yeah. Right. I mean, plain and simple. They always say that the only time they say unconditional love, that's in a damn soap opera. I mean, because even women don't see that bullshit. Because you love to do this, that, and the other. Wouldn't be no other person on the side. You'd be fucking or this, that, and the other. Plain and simple. It only conditional love. Those are all sayings of that only women can use. You notice that we're not allowed to use any of that shit. But it is true.
Like, speak to some women who are married, but they had a time frame when their husbands had an affair, and even sometimes they tell their daughters that even though their daughter might have been upset with dad, and then she forgave him. Then her mom gave her the best game. I heard this from another YouTuber. Her mom gave her the best game as possible. She told him, "Yo, never deprive your man of his sexual desires for you and stuff because you're going to strain away." We don't talk. They always talk about cheating is wrong. Of course, yes, I know cheating is wrong, but you know what? How about the reason why he cheated? You don't want to talk about that. You gained weight, deprived of sex. You lost you know what I'm saying? You lost the way that he felt attracted towards you. That leads up to a man cheating. You want to lessen your chance of him at least straying away. You got to be on top of your game no matter what, just like you expect him to be on top of his game.
And and a lot of people don't realize too, when your man is happy and stuff like that, or when your man is down and they can see that, women actually pick up on that shit. Because I mean, other women would definitely flirt with you all the time. I mean, we go to this pizza shop, and I go to this pizza shop all the time when we working in the house. We might buy pizza for the crew, whatever. And I remember, women do hit on you because they make little comments like, "Oh yeah, you having a nice day because you cute." And I know you can tell you cute and all. Now, why would you volunteer that? Basically, you threw something out there so that I would talk to you. But when women do hit on you, or they give you signals to let you know, hey, and I'm gonna let you know if you got anything going for you. Trust me, there's always another broad out there that'll take your spot easily.
Quickly.
Like, I think I heard Patrice O'Neal said this the other day. I was listening to him. He said himself, when a man when a woman makes her man happy, the whole household is happy at peace.
Yes.
When a man try to make a woman happy, it's like
Whole household is miserable.
exactly.
And a lot of times they don't realize it's easy to make us happy. It don't take much. But the problem is this is too. A lot of women out there know. Well, wait a minute. This dude might got something. You don't even have to all that. But if women actually, one reason I wouldn't be surprised if women trying to sabotage yourself anyway, and sabotage other women anyway. They figure, don't do shit for your man, this, that, and the other. But really, they secretly want to do stuff for the men they like because they want to keep them. Because they realize, wait a minute, if the women don't do shit for the men, then good. Any man that I want, he'll be easy to steal.
Yeah.
I says, you got to, women are like that. They'll, oh, yes. Because think about it. How many times has you as men been cool with a chick, this, that, or the other, and then when you and your girl fall out, one of her girlfriends who's been like just been around and knew who you were, they still nice to your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, like how many times if you wanted to, you could have just switched to
Wow.
girl if you was that type of person.
I'm like obsidian.
Guilty, because I thought unless the broad
I'm a heathen.
guts,
I'm a heathen.
they will take it.
There's been a couple times that my girlfriend had after Mary died. I had a couple girlfriends. I had one that I would have married, but Charles, these motherfuckers decided that at a late age in my life they wanted to send me back to Afghanistan.
Jeez.
Saying it's like women know.
But wait, let me finish this real quick. I go to Afghanistan, I come back, and when you walk into your house, and you feel shit ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
You let it lay. I found out that the lady I was fucking with, like ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a prick. I'm gonna lie, I'm a prick.
Mm-hmm.
I let her do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Until I found I got a son that's 15 years old. Getting ready. I mean, within next year, he's going to go to the Army Academy, Annapolis. Ooh, I let it happen. Gave me my son. I took care of him for the last 15 years. His mom is like, he's in all the right academies around my city. He don't even have to go to the military. The boy has a 3.9 grade average. Why? Because the first thing how he said carrot and stick. Carrot and stick. You know what the carrot is? Daddy make good money. Stick is I'll beat you over your goddamn head if you don't get your grades right. Here's a carrot, here's a stick. Oh, damn, that's talking about you, ain't it, Charles?
Mm-hmm.
Carrot and stick.
Yes.
I'll give you what you want if you keep the grades right.
See, the crazy part
There's
about
nothing I won't give you if you keep your grades right.
The crazy part about it is, right, when you look at the issues in the black community, it's easy fixes. Very easy fixes. And especially towards mating and dating around women. Notice the women always claim they can't find the right man, but they still get pregnant anyway. Pick a struggle.
Yes.
Pick a struggle. I'm like, it's more predicated for you. You don't want to be married because the simple fact of the matter, women didn't want to be married because you had to listen to your husband. He has ownership over you, just like you have ownership over him. So he's supposed to be the head. Oprah wants to be the man so much that guess what? You can't be the powerful one if you're the wife.
Well,
Right.
hey.
But you know what?
But I mean,
She has no kids. She has no legacy.
think about it. Like I said, it's Oprah could have had. This is the thing. Oprah could have had somebody. There's plenty of people,
Yes.
plenty of men out there that thought Oprah was attractive. There's plenty of men out there that would have been a house husband and do all like that, but then she wouldn't give him the time of day. I mean, it's in the back. I mean, we sit up here and joke, but I mean, this is the problem. Either you just turn down all the people you qualified for, or which one is it? You turn down people that you qualified for, or you just such a bitch that nobody want to put up with you for that long. It's only one or two aspects. There's only two ways.
No reason why.
Turned down all the people she was qualified for.
Right.
And you want to know the
I
other-
wanted to be a billionaire. I may have 5 or 6 million.
I mean, right. Somebody turned down 100 million.
I could have been she could, you know what? Oprah could have got a professional fucking athlete when she was young. As big as she, no,
bad.
Even when she was a big girl,
but
she could have got a professional athlete because her name was ringing so loud in the
But this is the problem, though. Like that.
Why
she thought she was better than all of them.
No,
see,
she's such
it's the part why she's having a hard time in relationships the way she is. But this is why we tell them you need to go to therapy and stuff. We wonder why she's not having kids right now and everything, because she was actually in a situation. I ain't gonna say like that in detail, but she wound up having a child and a miscarriage behind that from one of her family relatives who said they sexual abused her.
Right.
And that was not. She never dealt with that. So I dealt with that it will affect her in her future relationships, even where it is now with Stedman.
But wait a minute, how many black girls in our community that went through that and had good families?
Mm-hmm.
Bet you just did. You just dropped out of life and thought you were better than everybody because you got an education. And motherfuckers put you on TV. So now I ain't got to do none of this shit. I'll just stack up my money and sit on the. You're the Queen of Hearts. Fuck you, bitch. Sorry to say that, but I like her. She's a nice lady, but fuck you.
Yeah.
You act like the Queen of Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all do know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I say the Queen of Hearts.
Off with his head.
That's right. That's what Oprah became. The Queen of Hearts.
She's at a tragedy still mess with her to this day.
Yes.
For the worst.
You can't move on.
Exactly.
How many of us have had bad shit in our life that we had to move on from?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I can tell you some of the bad shit that done happened to me in my life that I had to move on. I always on this thing tell about the happy shit. I can tell you one time how I hit $35,000 in the lottery and only got 5 out of it.
Mm.
And you know what the 5 was?
What was it?
A flat screen TV. And motherfuckers was over at the fucking jewelry shop was waiting on me to pick up a $10,000 necklace, diamond earrings, diamond necklace, ankle chain for my wife. And knew exactly what time I was coming to get it. And was laughing at me when I came at the time. Well, I gotta tell y'all that story one day, man. That. And my grandbaby gave me up. But that's funny too.
So here's a question.
Ah.
Here's a question for everyone on the panel and the chat. Is the relationship market dead or did it just evolve?
Dead.
Dead.
It's dead.
What about you, Dre? Dre must be busy. Anybody in the chat can answer. But I mean, I think it's dead.
Mhm.
And
And women killed it.
it's like, what's the benefits of it?
None right now. Because women don't want to accept their role as a woman. They want to be men. Just be a woman and get you. It's something that shout out Edward Anderson. Bring other women over to the United States and let them compete with the women we have here. Bring 7 million women from around the world into the United States and let these women here in the United States compete for them. We already know that white women have shut their shit down because they have to deal with Asian women, Hispanic white women, and European women who are more feminine than the women here in America. And that's hurting them back. That's why you don't see them talking their shit like the black women are.
Mhm.
Let's bring some women from other countries to compete with our black women and let's see where they stand.
Oh, that's happening now. Shit. Shout out to the Passport Brothers. They're exercising those rights already. And mostly females.
But I was a passport bro before they even came passport.
Came out.
Charles was probably a passport bro before they even came passport bros. Because we had to go overseas to different countries. And the women did choose us. Charles, how many times you done walked into a village and walked in and the women just touched your skin? Like, ooh. Oh. And you're cut up, looking good, and they're like, I cook you dinner tonight. You come back. You see me.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times it happened to me? And I just go over to the mess sergeant. Give me a pound of ground beef. Give me 2 steaks. Give me 3 onions, 2 bell peppers, and you take it over to her, and this woman's eyes light up like.
And that's the point. That's the point about having competitive women. And if you have women who pride themselves like they used to, you know, my mother's generation, my mother, they pride themselves off of cleaning up systematically every week. They pride themselves off of cooking dinner at least 3 to 4 times a week.
Yes.
There's no pride.
There's no pride in these women no more.
They want to be men because they think, and if you really think about it, they're not really good at that because I had a coworker ask me, what would you say about a woman who doesn't cook? That's like a nigga who can't fight. You're useless.
That's right. You don't want him.
You don't want him. You don't want a nigga that can't defend you. If shit goes bad, he can't protect you. What do you think we look at when a woman can't cook? You're useless.
At all. At every phase of life.
You're useless. And men need to stop sparing women's feelings. Like, yes, just tell them you're useless. What's the point? Because you're supposed to be the one, like, shout out to Shahrazad Ali. She says your job is important as well for the nutrition of the family.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be the one that, like, everybody sits at the table. Let's see, man, y'all just don't know how. Charles, you just don't know how we grew up. Everybody sits at the table, say your prayers. Son, what did you do today in school? Like, nothing, that I was just doing this, and that. How's football going? You said, well, I made the first string. All right, cool. Janine, how you doing in English? I'm doing good. How's home economics? I'm better cook. I'm just good at cook as mom, and you see your mom snicker.
Well, a lot of people.
These are things I grew up with.
Hold on, Calvin. Go ahead, Dre.
I thought the problem too, well, it's not eating dinner and stuff like that no more together, is because the overall family dynamic is fractured. A lot of
Yeah,
times you don't hear about some of the things the kids need because I ain't gonna lie, the best time to learn about a person is over dinner.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sit down and talk because what do? Sit there and talk and eat. Conversation will come out. You find out what's going on, this, that, and the other. But now what do? We don't eat dinner and stuff together no more. Our meals ain't home cooked. There's something in the bag, so it's easy to just sit there off eating in the room or whatever. When you got to sit down with a plate at the table, it was different.
Yeah.
Man, that was mandatory in my house.
Yeah.
If I,
But
the only
but
time I got a pass is if I was at baseball practice or football practice.
Right. Well,
And then my dad would still sit down with me and talk to me.
it's
well,
funny because
And my
even my
mom would
son,
come in and sit down and oh my God, my mom was, even though I could say she was a bitch at times. Man, when I sat down with my dad, we get talking, and my mom would come in. Man, I would get some of the most loving hugs and kisses.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
know what it's like to be with a real father.
you got to think
And
about it, Calvin. They see men were trained to be fathers. Now they train their sons to be cute.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, mhm.
They
You
don't train them to be defenders. They don't train them to be heroes. See,
know.
heroes aren't born; they're made.
Mm-hmm.
Because the best possible. This is the one thing. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. If I'm telling the truth, give me a woo. The best possible gift a mother could give her child is the best possible father she can get.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Yeah.
And that's the failure of it. These women will have a baby by anybody. 50 Cent said, have a baby by me, be a millionaire. I like to tweak that a little bit. Have a baby by these niggas, be on welfare.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You literally condemn your children to a land of poverty.
Well, and then you want to do that. You want to condemn the children to male figures not around, especially the boys. Who's going to tell them how to operate in the world? You
Now,
wonder why so many of our boys fall in
what y'all
pitfalls.
keep,
Hold
what you're
on, Calvin.
forgetting is
Let
this,
Drake
brother.
finish.
Go on, Dre, finish.
I understand. And you wonder why so many of our boys fall into pitfalls and shit of life.
Here's the
Another,
main reason why. Here's the main reason why. Guys look at what they see.
mm-hmm.
I made a baby with you, but you want to take advantage of what I'm making so that you can sit on your ass for free
Mm-hmm.
and don't do nothing to advance my children.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to know why men check out.
Well,
You are trying to do everything to get it for free so you can sit on your ass.
look at the number as this. I'll give you a perfect example of how you know it's already fucked up. Women feel, well, look, I got the system. And they love for the men to be checked down as dumb as all get out because, one, I didn't know this to the day. Going to show you how. I didn't know the children who get an IEP for learning, you get a check, the mothers get another check a month. I didn't know that till last
Yes.
month.
Yeah, they
The
do.
reason why,
They get a check for social services and the IEP.
like,
Hey,
what
listen,
the
yeah,
fuck?
that was the biggest hustle of the '90s. Yo, it's like
Yes.
these
No,
what are these names?
go back to the 70s.
I did
Go back
not
to the
know that.
70s and the 80s they was getting that.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, it's
a
funny because
woman
if you
told
go
me, because I was, wait, a woman told me, because I was like, well, my ex ain't working now, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I wonder how she paying all the bills and all this other shit. And then they're like, well, didn't you say Simon had an IEP? I'm like, yeah, well, she get a check for that. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you get another check for that. I was like, what the fuck?
hmm
All motherfuckers got checks coming out the wazoo. But I ain't gonna lie. That's why I said if men need to turn our back on them and make it to where they gotta pay for everything you want from a dude. You gotta get, like I said, you gotta be either getting paid or laid. If the woman ain't paying you or screwing you, you don't do nothing for her. But all they gonna do is just try to make another tax for them, give them a tax break from the government. But the government gonna run out of money. They're like, wait a minute, these niggas ain't picking up the slack, helping out with phone bills and all this other shit.
And this is the reason why with all these damn checks these chicks is getting. Why they kind of promoting communities of we can raise a kid without the father in the household. We don't need no man. Like what the hell?
Right. Because you gave my IAP. I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm trying to school this dude on this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I realize half women just don't really love their kids. Period. Kids is just a way of being. A lot of young, I say, a way of delaying consequences of the real world. Fine, you know, I'm 20 years old. I got to move out. I got to pay bills. I got to do this, that, and the other. Well, wait a minute. I still want to party and do this. So I go ahead and pop out about a kid I really don't care about. I pretend like I do because why?
I'm gonna need some help.
No, here you go. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna need some help.
Woman. No, this is the black woman's say kid raising starter kit. I said you think because you bought. I said because this will watch especially when tax season come around. I said you think because you bought him an outfit and a pair of J's and put a controller in his hand that's raising a kid. Because
I'm gonna need some advice and some help, brothers.
But you hear me?
Charles, I'm almost in a situation where I'm finna get fucked up.
See, this is what happens when.
This
is what happens when women are left to their own devices.
Yeah, she was left to her own devices.
And this is what I told one of my supervisors at work, and he thought I was being sexist. I said, okay, if I'm sexist, prove me wrong. I got $20 on the table right now. Tell me one great female leader in history.
Damn.
None.
Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth.
Whatever.
Now I'm talking about the one that just died.
Nah, she was just actually a queen scam artist. It was actually how she killed her husband. If you really want to look back,
yeah. Well, you know,
Queen Elizabeth, she set the stage for y'all bitches up sitting up here, leaving your dudes for the damn wealth.
Okay.
Matter of fact,
okay. If we're gonna go that far,
oh yeah,
let's go back to Egypt.
Look.
That's the only bit. Well, damn, she got tricked by a man.
Who's the last? Wait a minute. Hold on, fellas. Who's the last pharaoh of Egypt?
Tutankhamun?
No, Cleopatra.
All right.
By the time she got into power,
right,
she let the Greeks take over.
Right.
No, yeah.
So she was
think about it. She probably said, I'm going to let you know some of the things she probably did. She probably like, as you say, the young boys had to go off and train and shit. She probably, think about it, in Greeks and Athens and all them, what they was doing is, them kids left their parents at 5 and 6 years old and to go off to be men. It wasn't oh, that's my baby. No, nigga, you about to go out and be a man because we need your ass to protect it. I ain't gonna lie. We need your ass to protect this infrastructure that we built. Because I ain't gonna lie, get these. What you do is weaken the next generation of men. That way, if another group was strong and their men were fighting and fighters, then you would be easily to overthrow them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their men ain't used to working hard and pain.
Okay, so Charles, you hit me with that one. Who's the greatest black leader to ever walk planet Earth?
Probably King Ramses.
Probably Ramsey. Probably
Ramsey's great.
Probably King Hannibal. Probably Hannibal. I mean, there's a lot of people.
I go Hannibal to Shaka.
I'll go with Ramses because he lived longer and he did a lot of
infrastructure.
Right, a lot of infrastructure. So they go to show that he know how to go to war, but he also knew how to improvise. So
and it's funny because
fight that takes wisdom.
Did you know on my parental side, I actually have like DNA. I share DNA with King Ramses. And it's
Oh
funny.
my
They
God.
actually,
That's because you were sucking. No.
Yeah, your size fit.
know, I
I
had-
ain't even lie. Your
You know, I
size
had to
fit.
get you with that.
but it's like
All
it's
the
funny.
Baltimore
They
people
actually
get
looked at it, and it's funny because one, you literally, if you go to any of the military war colleges, you're gonna hear a lot of black faces. What's the one who kicked the French out of Haiti? Um,
God damn, I can't think of his name. Yeah.
it's on the tip of my tongue too. He's gonna be one. He's gonna be one of them. Shaka Zulu.
And he wasn't no joke.
Shaka Zulu scared the fuck out of the fucking. You got to remember, he existed during the same time as Frederick Douglass and scared the fuck out of the British.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing the British had were guns, and because if they had to come in there like they did in the 17th century, Shaka would have killed them.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
tried to.
Because
What
that
was
means
gunpowder?
you had to do close. If you had to do close in hand to hand,
Oh yeah, they're gone. All right, most of the time,
y'all be gone.
gunpowder. A lot
You
of
got
these
to think. Where do you think a lot of your tactics come from in the American military? It came from Shaka and the Native Americans. It came from Hannibal. Like you got to remember, a lot of those great generals that you heard in Rome and other places in Greece, they have a black face to them once you look deep enough.
Mhm.
Ooh, probably the greatest black general I could say in America, hands down, is an Indian.
You got Colin was a great general.
Cochise.
Cochise was a good one.
Mhm.
I mean, you have a lot of think about it.
And then Chief Joseph.
Think about it. What if Malcolm X would have lived to see the Panthers?
Ooh, shit.
What if Malcolm X would have lived to see the Panthers?
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, if he lived to see the Panthers, it would have been his life legacy.
Yeah.
Think about that. He would have been the equivalent of a goddamn 4-star general.
Yeah, definitely. And also, and on top of that, with backing like that,
The white people knew
that's
that.
the reason why they don't.
White people
They don't want.
knew that.
No, but
You know what? Everybody
on.
keep thinking
Hold on,
that.
Calvin. Hold on, Calvin. Let Dre go in.
I said that's the reason why people back then they don't like a type of Malcolm X, somebody like that getting the power. They would hate to have me as like a leader. I'm a very good leader, but you would never want me organizing like somebody like me. They'd get rid of because I'm more of a cause and effect type person. And because I realize in the real world, that's what gets shit done. That's why, like every job that I have ever been at, I've always been promoted to a supervisor level. You may not like because I'm rough around the edges and the way I talk, but I know how to get the job done. And that's really what matters to companies more than anything. And they would hate somebody like me in the power. Because I told them, I said, say I'm running the shit and black people are following up under my flag. I swear to God, it'd be a little bit more fighting. But within 6 years, I definitely know that they would change shit because they realize that, wait a minute, Dre ain't gonna go for that. Well, plain and simple. We did something stupid. You expect a retaliation. You expect that. So what do you start to do? You start to avoid doing something stupid because you don't want the consequence.
Like, see,
here's what I think about white people. They knew Malcolm was coming 20 years before he came.
Right. Well, what I was just saying is,
they knew what the effect Malcolm would have.
Yeah,
you got to realize.
But they did not anticipate
when
MLK.
Did you know what happened? And I'm gonna talk some strategy. Give me a woo in the chat, and don't forget to donate to the Cash App. It's in the ticker, and donate to the Super Chat.
I got a big Super Chat for you in a minute.
I'm gonna say something.
I told you what I want you to do for me, but I'm gonna drop this probably in the next 2 weeks. I want just like minds to come on. Remember what I said?
Oh yeah.
We should be suing black women who got all that money from all these corporate entities.
Shout out to Black Uru for saying that.
Shout out Black Uru. I don't care if he don't come on. I just want him to listen and give his thing on Roger Report and all that.
And I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna teach y'all some strategy,
Let's go.
and I hope everybody's listening. You ever notice that as soon as Malcolm and Martin started like working more to get even increasingly together,
Yeah, they were gonna kill him.
combining their powers like Captain Planet,
They was gonna kill him.
think about it. They knew a decade later you're gonna militarize. You're gonna have a very militant style of blackness.
Right. You got to
They,
nip it in the bud.
you got to remember them baby boomers. Them baby boomers were like the alphas or like the Z's now. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were very indifferent. See, their parents from the solid generation, they would tuck their heads down. The baby boomers were like, nah, call me a nigga again.
Nah, I'm
Greatest
gonna tell you what I feel.
You know, that's why you don't have the see, the boomers have their problems. Yes, I will tell you that. But the boomers are the reason why you know what a white person fears calling you a nigga.
Right.
Yeah, because
They
we whoop your
whoop
ass.
their ass. You got to think them
On
teenagers
spot.
and them 20-year-olds will whoop your ass
Yeah.
in those days. And you had a more militant black because remember, a lot of these kids, their fathers came from World War II or the Korean conflict.
Yes.
So this was a different type of Negro.
He wasn't the one to be played with.
He and she was not to be played with.
Fucking cut your head off faster than you can think your next breath.
And as soon as you had those Klan rallies, like in parts of Maryland, North Carolina, and they came into the black sectors, and guess what? They went out there bloodied black and blue. They didn't play that shit.
Yes. They didn't play that shit.
That you didn't see ass whoopers on this level since what's the dude name? God damn, it's late.
No, since they came in and destroyed us in the 1920s when they came in and fucked up Tulsa.
No,
a lot of white they could not come into Tulsa because the black people like, we got same shit you got. Someone had to bomb you from the sky.
What's the one? I'm trying to think. I don't know why am I drawing blanks. I'm pretty good at remembering shit. What's the one who the Boys was always beefing with? The Boys was always beefing with and found out at the end of the day he was right. God damn, I can't remember shit. But when you had his faction versus the Ku Klux Klan, they had to have a fucking meeting, a ceasefire, because black people back then in the teens and the 20s were going back and forth with the Klan. We didn't take shit lying down.
No.
Roll to the 60s and the 60s and the not Booker T, the one before that, the dude from Jamaica. God damn.
Not Booker T. Washington.
Not Booker T. Booker T was a little bit later when the Boys was beefing.
God, I could see him with the plumes in his hat.
It wasn't Booker T. It was damn.
And they didn't accept him in Jamaica because they thought he was crazy.
When they came up with the Pan-Africanism.
Right.
Damn.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go on. Me and you go find out. We're going to remember his name.
Thank you, Marcus Garvey. I don't know what.
Marcus Garvey.
When Marcus Garvey, a lot of people don't know historically, he was fighting, his groups were fighting the Klan back and forth. Okay? Like they were in gun battles, killed, it was bloody. They had to have a ceasefire. Yeah. And people don't understand.
No, who asked for the ceasefire?
They did.
No, white folks did.
That's what I said. They did. Because
we were not playing with it.
And it's like you didn't see that type of militant black. You had to fast forward to like damn near the 60s. Because you got to remember their parents came from World War II and the Korean conflict. So these kids were not taught to lean their head down. They like, fuck all that.
Look, I'm standing strong.
See, that's why sometimes when you look at the boomer generation, you wonder why the Xer generation beefs so much
Cause
because
yeah,
a lot of that shit
they
they got
don't.
from the boomers, their boomer parents. That's what they got it from, and instead of having an outlet like they did when it was like well Pan Africanism and the way the world changed, you had different outlets instead of looking at everybody else as the enemy and you as my brother. We became who's this?
Man, this is me, Charles, man. You
Oh
know this
shit!
is
You be changing your names up like secret identities.
man, listen, man. You know, man, I'm in war mode, man. I'm about to change it up tomorrow. Well, today.
Yeah, gotta be creative.
Yeah, man. I gotta
But,
rap and tap on these niggas' heads, man. No pause, man. But that part, but yeah, I'm in war mode though, man. Salute to the panel. You know what I'm
salute,
saying? Salute to the listeners. That's gonna
salute.
replay the chat box in the
What
sky.
they got
You
the
know
whole
how that shit go.
Am I the only person that donated tonight?
uh,
Word.
probably, but shit, it's late
I'm
night.
gonna drop another. Then
Yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
get off because you know who I work for.
Oh yeah, gotta get
Oh
up
I
man.
gotta
and
be at work at a certain hour.
gotta be up
Yeah.
there,
What? I'm gonna leave my. Nah, I ain't gonna donate. I'm gonna leave my last donation for what I said.
Right.
Come on, bring
What
it
you
on.
said? What you hold on, man? What you said? What you said?
Nah, this is a personal thing
Oh, my bad.
between two
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
brothers,
doubt.
Let's
between
hit
Yeah,
me.
no
two
doubt.
army brothers.
Let's
Oh,
hit
I
okay,
give
me.
you
no
my
doubt.
word that I met. I'm keeping it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no doubt.
I
No
I
doubt,
appreciate
just
it,
man.
gotta.
Sergeant Major.
You know how dividends come in.
Right, right. Thank you for your
I
Oh
gotta
yeah,
wait
service.
till
You
my
feel me?
dividends come in.
No doubt. Thank you for your service, man.
And the
I'm,
first person that gets some of my dividends is the brother I'm
Yeah,
talking to.
man.
I
Thank you
appreciate
for
it,
having
man.
And this brother
thank you for your
acknowledged me from
service.
day one.
That's a fact. But I just want to say thank you for your service so I could be buck wild, troll the trolls, bully the bullies. Nah, I mean, that's how I am in my real life. It is what it is. Childs know.
Yeah,
So I'm in this space, this bullying the bullies, trolling the trolls. Fuck
yeah.
them niggas. I don't
Sometimes
give a
you
fuck
got
about
to
none of them
because
niggas from the niggas who got the lessest money to the niggas who got the most money. Nigga, I ain't scared of none of you niggas. That way.
Nah.
you saw what
Every time
happened
I
with me
come up,
when
I drop something.
well
Right, no doubt.
you know
And
what
that
happened
brother
with me.
already know I drop something every time I come up.
I definitely appreciate it.
Because he became
Right,
because when I knew that he was military, don't
right.
give a shit what he do in real life.
Facts, facts.
And
That brother served and he kicked in doors like I kicked in doors.
Right, right, right.
and that's
Yeah,
That's
man,
all
the
that
that's what I'm
matters.
trying to do in this space, man. I'm bloodthirsty. I'm from the Coliseum days, you know what I'm saying? Like I could go on a panel and talk to AM. I could come on a panel, talk to Charles. I could go on a panel and talk to BGS. So it feels great to actually talk to military guys who built this space from the ground up. So,
yeah.
I'm definitely thankful though.
And it's funny because it's nice that they're doing. I forget the brother's name. Angry Man mentioned it. I meant to look at it where they're
Yeah.
doing where they had the award show for
Oh
Black
yeah, yeah,
Master.
that shit was crazy.
And I think we should have that. You should
Yup,
acknowledge
yeah,
a lot
facts,
of these
facts.
content creators. You can't. You already know with me. I want to be in that category. Most heads taken off in this space. And the winner is.
Charles, you got so many skeletons on your mantle, man. It's ridiculous,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Woo!
Don't
like
kick the chair. Don't kick
between
the chair, Charles. Don't kick the chair, angry man. Stop
between
kicking the chair.
between so many iron bangs and so many hidden trolls, I've taken
Right,
them
there we
all out.
go. Yo,
And
that's
it's
why I want to be at. That's why I go so hard, man. Cause guys like y'all, man. That's why I'm always bloodthirsty, man. That's why with Angry Man did the panel, he was like, what he said? He said, "Yo, I'm not going to talk about your disability, yo." So I wrote, man, fuck that nigga waggly legs, man. I don't give a fuck, nigga.
like
I'm bloodthirsty.
sometimes
Fuck
I
that nigga
had to
obsidian. Fuck that nigga. His
I
hit.
had to ask
Give a
I
fuck.
had to ask this one point
Yeah.
when I was looking at videos of The Godfather.
Okay.
It's this. am I more like Michael? Am I more like Vito, or am I more like Sonny?
Okay.
I'm more
Oh.
like I'm
Uh-huh.
more.
Michael.
I'm probably more like
Michael.
I'm probably more
Because
like
you're lot measured. Michael was measured,
yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
you
and
would
then he
think
fucked
that.
you up.
Michael. Let me put it to you this way.
Okay.
Michael did not. Michael learned a lot from his father, but he didn't command the same respect. So he had to go hard. And he
Yeah.
had to go hard in certain areas.
Right.
And one thing you learn is your vengeance sometimes has to be long standing.
Right.
Yes. So
And
it's mine.
when you have the long
Oh.
standing vengeance, you learn
Uh-huh.
many things.
Right.
You don't just attack people because you feel like attacking. You attack them when they're at their most vulnerable and weakest.
True
And
indeed.
tear them
And
apart.
look what happened when he took over the five families.
Yep.
Look what happened when he avenged Sonny. Even
Woo.
he was put in such a even when he had to deal with Vito's betrayal,
Mm-hmm.
it hurt his soul. But if that would have slid, he would have your empire would have crumbled.
Your
Right.
empire would
Right.
crumble.
Right.
And think about it. People talk about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones ain't have shit on the Godfather.
That's a fact,
Nothing.
man. I need to watch that again, man. I really need to watch that again and like
And one day I'm gonna and
study.
one day I'm gonna do a military science reading of the Godfather and other movies.
Oh man,
Woo.
that'd be fire.
Because
That's some
I'm gonna tell
fire
you,
right there.
if there's
Oh, I can tell you
That's some
I can tell
fire.
you who the three generals you gonna use.
and I'm gonna tell you, one of the most respected men was probably one of the low keyest person, probably the most respected was Tom Hagen.
Right, right.
Hagen
Exactly.
got Michael out of a lot of shit. He got Vito
Yeah,
and
he
Michael out
did.
of a lot of shit.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
And
he
he didn't
did.
have to be. And see, that's the part that people don't understand. Not everybody in the military is frontline soldier.
Okay.
Nah.
You need
Okay.
your Lord. This is the reason. Okay, let me break this shit down because y'all made me do it.
God.
Okay, this is the reason why that Pookie Ray educated lame shit is full of shit.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain why it's full of shit. Number one, guess what Michael was? He was a captain in what? The Army or the Marine Corps? I think it was the Army. I got to look at his
The
uniform.
army.
He was an Army captain, which means he
Mm-hmm.
was an educated man.
Right.
Who was Sonny? The Pookie, the street nigga.
Right. Right.
Pookie
Right.
dropped out of high school at 16. Sonny dropped out of high school 16. What was Vito?
Vito was
Educated. No, he was street.
like a Ray.
He's the classic man.
Oh,
He
the
started
classic.
out
Oh, right, right,
he
right,
started as a Pookie, but he
right,
evolved. Because if you
right,
notice one thing about Vito, he's cultured now. In his older
right.
days, he was cultured.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
When you look at Joe Hagan, what was he? He was
He
an
was a
educated
classic
man.
man too,
He's
right? He was like
educated.
He was a
well,
classic man.
orphan. He was an orphan, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No, he was classic,
He was,
man.
he
Even
was
though he was an orphan, he was classic. He got the
Right,
education.
right,
he became a
right.
classic man. He was naturally
Yeah,
smart
classic man. Facts, yo.
because
Facts.
he was the
Yup.
concierge,
What?
and he was
Yes,
also
sir.
he was also the Corleone family's lawyer because you
Right,
remember he was adopted by Vito.
right,
So look how that whole family grew to be worth over billions, and they had a
right,
different variety of people.
right.
And
On three different continents.
you
That's
and,
crazy.
and
That
think about that. You
and
had
like I
three.
never thought about it like the way you put it. Like I never looked at it like that. I just looked at it as a classic movie. But
And tell me how much because Vito was the most cultured because he was the
right,
older.
right,
And think about it. Everybody was like a son to him. When they meant like he was the Godfather, he really was the Godfather.
mm-hmm.
So he was elegant.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
very
When he said, "I made you," if he sends in Joe Hagan to negotiate with you, take the goddamn deal.
That's a fact.
Damn.
Yeah,
Because
you don't want no horse in the bed with you, man.
because you got to realize something militaristically.
Mm-hmm.
When he sends in Joe Hagan, he's very Machiavellian. He's going
Mm-hmm.
to do a deal where you both can flourish.
Right.
Right.
If I,
Exactly.
and for example, if me and James was beefing, and I sent in my representative, my second in
Right.
command. Hey, let's make a deal where we can both be profitable. James tell me, fuck no. Next person I'm sending to the heavies.
All
Right.
that.
It's either we make money together,
Or we
or
don't
I
make
take
money
your,
at all.
or I'll come to your trap and take over your trap.
Yeah.
Right. And
And
this
see
like
that
this
was
one documentary I seen, man. He was like, "Yo, there's so many guys like who did the
Are we
same thing
talking
you're
about?
talking about."
Are we talking about what's the Baltimore series?
the no, we're talking about
Oh,
the
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 Godfather.
Wire.
Wire.
The
The Wire.
Wire.
I mean, you could take the same as that, but the Godfather, everybody
Yeah.
automatically just boom.
Yeah, like you still could be the figurehead of the block. I'll play the
Yeah.
background. I'll make you
Yeah.
the face of it like an ambassador, but you know where you gotta send that money to though. You still
That's
could look good,
it's
you know
like
what I'm
this.
saying? But we know
Basically,
what's going on
you could
behind the
you could
scenes.
talk your shit. You could be the
Yeah,
baddest
shit like
motherfucker on
that.
the block, but
Yeah, I like to talk about shit, but I know
and
where I
then
gotta
I
send that
walk
money
up
to
to you
though.
like, young man, you just had to break it all down. Yes, sir.
Yeah, shit like
It's
that.
like it's like an
Go
old
on and do
saying.
what you're supposed to
It's
do
like
Right.
righteously, and don't
it's,
fuck my shit up, and don't fuck
Right.
yours up.
it's like an
Right.
old saying,
See
right?
you later.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like an old saying. An old cop told me. He said one day I was a rookie cop, and this big old
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker came up to me and said, "What you gonna do with that stick?" Well, I ain't gotta carry a fight. I just gotta stalemate you. What you mean? I got about 20 motherfuckers, and all of them carrying guns, and they're gonna stomp your ass out.
Damn.
So all I gotta
But
do
you
was
gotta
carry
get
the fight.
there.
And he said, all I gotta do is hold the ground for them to get here. That's all my
Right.
job. And,
Damn.
and it's the funniest thing about it because here's the problem with a lot of black men. Black men don't understand power.
Yeah, that's a
Mhm.
fact. That's a hell of a fact.
And that's probably gonna be some of my series that I'm gonna talk about this week is power.
Yeah, and then like, right, man, I was watching Lockup, right? I was watching Lockup and
I'll be listening to
matter of
you.
fact, on National Geographic, I was watching the Aaron Brotherhood, right? He was like, "Yo, the reason why our gang is the smallest gang, but the one of the most powerful, because we pick our soldiers thoroughly. We do background checks on them. You know what I'm saying? We make sure they don't got no smudge on their jacket." And he was like, "Yo, I could take 10 of the Aaron Brotherhood against 1,000 other men, and guess what? We would slaughter them though, or gangbangers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We would slaughter them though. You know what I'm saying? Because
It's
some of
like
them are
this.
not thoroughly trained
But what's
in
this?
like the
But let me
field you were in. You know what I'm
but,
saying?
yeah, let me give you a good example,
Right.
James. How much loyalty did Vito Corleone have?
Damn. That's a
Absolute.
How many favors that people owed him
Oh
when he
yeah,
did
man.
so?
He did so many favors with lawyers,
Thousands.
senates. Yeah, he had a lot.
He, he,
Yeah,
he
man. He was
was
highly favored. He was
he was
highly
highly
favored.
favored, and see
Right.
that's another thing that black men fail is how to be highly favored.
Be favored. All right,
Mm.
brothers. I love y'all, but
I know.
I
All
know
right,
you
Wow.
already know, Charles. I gotta be at work at a certain hour.
No doubt, man.
you get some rest, and remember, Rangers lead the way.
Word.
Shout out to
Like
the
I
you
love
Rangers.
said,
you,
though,
brother.
Charles.
When
But
next
no
time you gonna
doubt,
be
man.
live?
Salute to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I
When
did.
next
I have
time
one
you gonna
No
out
be
doubt.
live?
man. Yeah,
And
gotta work in the morning, man.
Yeah.
hopefully, hopefully, I'll be able to come on tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow,
Man,
sometime,
come
but
on,
not today.
Hope
early.
so, man. I
I'm,
need you,
I'm gonna
Come
come
Charles,
on,
up
man.
here
early enough
early.
so I can get
I'm
my
out for
where
a
we
back
can
injury, man. So I need some content from you, man. Like,
Now,
yeah, I need to watch your football shit too. I need to watch.
oh yeah,
I, I ain't watched
it's
one in a minute. You're the last one I watched when you came back on that young boy, man.
yeah.
That
That
was
was the
dope. Yo,
fun
that was
shit.
a good game though. That was a good game, man.
Yeah,
That
that
was a
was
good
some
game.
fun shit though. It was a good game. It was a
Yeah,
comeback.
that
He
was
didn't
a
see it
good
come.
game. I was
Who
like,
was
damn,
you?
child
All I
see
got to
all
say
his
is this:
mistakes.
who
I
was
was
you
like,
running
oh
back?
shit. Because
I
I
Who was
said
you
fucked
it.
up
running
my
back?
P4. Yeah, no doubt, man.
All right.
Who was you
Yeah.
running back, Charles?
Huh?
Who were your backs?
Well, I got Priest Holmes and Ricky Williams.
Oh God, you ain't going with the true great running back.
I mean, I might get Eric Dickerson.
Uh-uh.
I might, but
If I'm going to go with a true backfield, and this is how I kill my son. You know who my two backfields is?
Who?
Jim Brown and Gale Sayers.
Oh, that's a hell of a backfield.
Yeah.
And guess who I got and no, ain't none of y'all gonna know this name except for him. Guess who's my backup fullback?
Who's that?
Don Nottingham.
Oh shit.
Baltimore
Oh, wow. I ain't hear
Colts.
that name in a
Oh
minute.
yeah.
Baltimore Colts.
That's crazy.
Oh, wait a minute. But I don't know football, right?
Yeah, I know. They like they say, man, they always say shit about Charles, man. They don't even give him his fucking red carpet, his flowers. They talk shit. They talk shit about the angry man.
Nah, he got
These
he
niggas
got his
just made a
flowers for
video,
me
but the
long.
only thing is, nigga, the boss, nigga, your boss gonna have to finance all them little dirty, funny ass niggas.
That's gonna be another
so
show.
the boss gonna get
I'm gonna
tired
have to give
because
you, Charles.
yeah, them niggas ain't trained like
Because
him. They
you
don't
need
got
your
his
flowers
military
You
before
gotta
they
background
remember.
go.
You gotta
experience.
remember. I'm happy
So them
being.
niggas are already tired. They already fucking Aggie already ass niggas. Like, nigga, y'all niggas started this shit. We gonna finish this shit. You niggas making videos already sound defeated, nigga. The only
I'm
niggas who
already.
don't sound defeated is the boss, nigga. I
I'm
know your
already.
boss, nigga.
I'm
You niggas
already.
already sound defeated. Like,
I'm
nigga, the
already
party didn't
happy.
even start yet, bro. Like, fuck, man up, nigga. Fuck
I'm
out of
already.
here. You niggas
I'm
sound
already
defeated
happy.
already.
I'm already
Nigga, the
just
dance
happy
ain't even
being.
start. The beat ain't even fucking come on yet. Like, what the
I'm
fuck?
already. I'm already happy being the supreme champion and commander of the multifaceted man.
Right.
And even if I get 20 or 30 or 40 people viewing me, I'm happy. You know why? Because somebody out there is going to need it.
Right.
Somebody's going to be, trust me, myself, a shout out to Chaos and everybody supporting. We built this fucking channel we built this channel
Ground up.
Right. I remember it, man.
And you know what? You know what,
I
Charles?
remember.
This is something I don't understand. I've been here from day one. Why come I ain't got a ranch? But
Oh shit! I thought you had a wrench. You should have said something. Should have said something.
But see, you know, a sergeant major should have one.
Yeah.
Nah, he stole it because the Baltimore people so broke they had to sell them.
Oh God damn! Yeah, I broke it off on the tire arm.
Well, you know the Cleveland motherfuckers. They'll steal it and try to sell it back to you.
That's a fact.
You know what? That's why I left Cleveland, went to Columbus, where the
I
people are
drove
not.
past there, my nigga. Yo, man, we stay at this hotel. Yo, we almost got robbed in Cleveland. Like me, my mom, and her boyfriend.
Oh,
like
God
this shit was
damn.
crazy. It was like back in the 90s, though. It was back in the 90s, yo. This shit was crazy.
Why are you going? What time time was you on?
I don't even know. I was a kid at the time. I was like, these motherfuckers look different.
Yeah, they do.
I'm
Yeah,
glad we
on
made it
certain
out of that
times they do look different.
Hey Calvin, write
was
something
a
in the
kid.
chat so I give you a wrench.
Okay, baby. I love you, Charles.
I love you too, man.
All right. Damn. Man, I'm so fucked up right now.
No doubt.
You know what I showed you last time? The Palmer Saunders got me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You
I'm gonna drop off and go to the regular chat.
All right.
You brothers.
You too,
I
man.
appreciate talking to y'all.
Yes, sir. Likewise,
I
man.
enjoy coming up here, my brother.
Oh yeah.
Because there's too many people I listen to.
You know,
Yeah,
Every time
it's
I
like,
can catch his brother live, I'm on.
yeah, that's a fact, man.
it's
I
like
was a hard
my man.
ass. I didn't
It's
listen to him, but now, you know what I'm saying? I'm found, man. Like, yo, I was a stubborn motherfucker. You know what I'm
like,
saying?
I,
it's
Me
like
and
my man
Childish
Black
go back and
Ramsey.
forth, my guy. So,
Oh
we
yeah,
got our moments too.
yeah, you
yeah.
need to come up one night when I explain how I became a real man.
Right, no doubt. Okay, I
And it
Yeah.
took
will.
and I'm gonna tell you something. It took a real woman to make me a real man.
Oh man, right. Right, man. You ain't lying, man. I'm talking the world right now,
And they
man.
don't
Like,
make
she's
them like that
spicy
no
though.
more.
She's spicy, man. I like her, man. Like,
Charles, that you know what?
oh man, she don't
Instead of
bother
that,
me,
let's
man. Like,
skip that one and talk about real
you
men
ain't lying, dog.
meeting real women and making themselves real.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's gonna be
it's
a hot
like
topic right there.
yo, you right. You 100%
Because
right.
it's
Like, even when
hard. I'm gonna tell you, brothers, now. It's
yeah,
hard for you brothers right now
right,
to ever get close to a woman I met.
Mm.
right. That's a fact.
There's a reason why they said they made a song. Ain't no woman like the one I got. Right?
Word.
Yes.
Shoot.
And I feel
Because I'm gonna
myself
tell you
like,
something, brothers.
yes, sir. Yes,
I,
sir.
I didn't choose her.
Okay. Nah,
She
she
chose
chose you.
me.
That's the way it's supposed
Now
to be, yo. She choose up.
I'm gonna give a question after. I'm in my military uniform.
Mm-hmm.
My dress brown.
Right.
I'm a staff sergeant.
Oh shit.
I'm standing on the corner, and this is legendary. On the corner of Broad and
Mm.
Porsches in my city of Columbus.
Right.
There's a recruiting station. Around the corner at that time in the early 80s were all the big lawyers.
Right. Oh shit.
Marietta come walking across the street. A California 8. If you don't know what it looked like, go look it up. 362436.
Mm.
Walking across the street and stopping traffic as she's going across the street. She walk over to the bus stop because I'm only got the keys to go pick up the car to go get my guys I'm supposed to recruit them.
Right.
This woman so drop dead gorgeous. She walked up to me and said, "How you doing?" I walked at the bus stop.
Mm.
I'm like, this is not a joke, and I'm not going to play for this. She walked right out of the bus stop, pulled me around, looked at me like, "I see your name is Rogers. What's your first name?" Uh, 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 uh. Calvin. She said, "Well, hello, Calvin."
Mm-hmm.
By that time the bus pulled up.
Right.
We get on the bus. We get down the street. There's a meat market right on the street where we're going down. There's an elderly lady trying to get on the bus. Come on, man. I'm military. What we supposed to do? I walk right to the front of the bus, pick up her buggy, put it on the bus,
Right.
help her up on the bus, and I pay for her to get on the bus.
Oh shit.
About
Okay.
50 cents. Who the fuck gives about 50 cents?
Right. Right. Right.
Every fucking woman on the bus is just like, boom, looking at me like, oh, really? This is what we do to our military men? They become like this? I go to walk past her and she got her sunglasses on. She dropped her sunglasses like, yeah, nigga, there's a seat sitting next to me. And she pulled them up and I'm like, I get ready to walk away like, I ain't scared of you. And I sit down next to her. And she just give me that little sweet smile. We get over there. We get to Broad and High. She said, "My name is Mary." And she right in my hand. "My name is Mary. Here's my ad. Here's my phone number." I go in, I write a number down because at that time, your first three numbers told what side of town you lived on. It was not what y'all do now.
Right.
Your first three numbers told you what side of town you lived on.
Oh, I ain't know that.
Oh yeah. So when I got the first three numbers, I started talking. He said, dude, she live out there where your daddy lived. Now my father had a house. I had to man, if you ever came to Columbus, I'll show you the area. My father had a house where he came up to Columbus and decided it was his retirement. This was his retirement plan. He wanted to see his two brothers and his uncle retire from the Tuskegee Airmen. The Tuskegee Airmen retired in Columbus, Ohio. They took them offline in Columbus, Ohio. If I could fly a plane, I could get my uncle's airplane, but I can't fly. All right, we're going to skip over that. We're going to jump around and y'all remember, God damn it, damn. I can't even remember the name of the goddamn store. Not Walgreens. Damn. Well, we came downtown and she decided, we're going to have lunch. I'm talking about this woman is drop dead gorgeous. We're going to have lunch. And we had lunch, we kick it, everything, we had fun together. She going by her way, I going back over to this thing. I go back over to the recruiting station. About a week later, we had lunch again. Her words to me was like, we ain't having lunch. Come on, give me some butt. So you're going to give me some of that dick. Come on. I go back home, fuck her, and my first son is, yeah. You understand now? Fuck her, my first son is in her belly. I don't think about nothing. We kicking it, having fun. She knows she's pregnant. I don't know. So we go downtown, we kicking it. She's like, come on, let's go over to the Justice Center. Like, all right, cool. I had just re-enlisted. I got 125,000. Charles, you can tell them about, you can explain all that later. Army Ranger, all that other shit. But I'm good. I'm going to life and do what I want. I'm good. She's like, come on, baby. Sign this piece of paper. I'm just enamored at this beautiful motherfucker. Drop dead gorgeous, beautiful, caramel skin, beautiful girl. Everything is showing that you can see, like, oh shit, this motherfucker bad. She's like, I'm looking out the window, I'm looking out the opposite way and looking at, the panorama of Columbus. See here, baby, Saturday's piece of paper, like here. Put my name on like boom. So what we doing? Yeah. And she's like, come on, we gonna go downstairs if you catch the bus. Go downstairs. But I got a car. Yeah, we gonna catch the bus out here, don't worry about it. We go to the bridge, get that bone course and this little thing like, oh yeah, all the paperwork together. Like, all right, you sit right there, We are gathered today to bring these two couples. Whoa! What are you doing? And she's like, oh nigga, we couldn't get married. And then it hit me like, Nigga, I've been around the world.
Hey, Cal.
I've had gunfights
Hey,
all
Sergeant,
around the fucking world.
we're about to call it a night, man.
And this
Oh,
one want me.
about to call it a night. Thank
Man,
you.
listen,
Man,
man. I'm
it's
just glad
a
I had a
beautiful
couple of
thing.
minutes just to spend time with y'all, yo, cause
It's
you know,
therapeutic,
like
man.
right
Like
now,
Back
man,
Ram
it's a
said.
gang word. It's a gang word going up here, man. My neighbor house just got shot the fuck up.
Damn, I hate to hear
Cause a
that.
little fucking
What?
kid, bro. Okay, boom. Where I live at, like, I've been over here since the 90s and shit, yo. So me personally, like, yeah, I do what I do on YouTube, yo. Feel me? Cause I was raised around like Charles. Like he already told y'all what it was from the Coliseum. Like he like
You
cutting
was
heads,
sleeping?
angry man like cutting heads. Like that's where I'm from. I'm from that era from the Coliseum, BGS shit, right? But
Yeah.
outside of this shit, I help people in my community, like the kids. They know me since the 90s. I grew up here. I was off the porch in my other community. I was off the porch when I was 8. So I'm gonna have my mom on here, and I ain't gonna show her face though. She was like, "Yo, you was a fucking badass kid at 8. Like you was a piece of shit." Like shit like that, right? But I'm older now, but I help out the kids, and they're like, it's this one fucking kid over here. He want to steal cars, he want to rob the dope dealers, and they shot his fucking house up. And his fucking mom's, you know, back in the day, you do dumb shit. You don't bring the trouble to your house. You don't get your fucking mom
Right.
house shut up. You do what you do. You separate that shit. This motherfucking mom's is with the shits though. Like everything he get, the merchandise, the mom like, okay, she with it. She busted down with him because she's a welfare recipient type of woman, a fucking hyena. Like like Grin say, yo, that's the 3 type of women's right there. It's the past, it's the present, and the future. You know what I'm saying? When he was like, yo, the past woman was Tasha K, the present woman was the one with Tommy Sotomayor, and the future woman is Jessica X. Like, yo, he hit the shit spot on. And this woman is the present woman right now. Like, whatever the child do, she endorsed that shit. Like, she promote that shit. Like, she want him to go rob and steal and bring that shit to the house because she don't want to get off her fucking ass. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking PP loans or whatever the fuck she do, that shit ran out. No more stimulus checks. That shit ran out.
Yeah.
So
I
you want to
can't
mess?
drop
You want to
my
mess because I grew up with the older dudes. So now it's the younger generation. They about
Let
their
me drop
business
down,
though. They do
Charles.
what they do, yo. But they get money though. They don't fuck with nobody. It's peaceful. We all stay out of each other way because that shit you don't mix that with the people who go
I'm
to
away.
work. But it's this one asshole, yo. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
And
fellas.
yeah, but you know it is
Bad
what it
as
is.
I want to drop some money right now, Charles, I gotta wait.
Just
So you know what I mean?
I gotta wait for what we said we was gonna do. I gotta wait.
Word.
just wait for it and then drop it.
When I do, I want to be live. I want motherfuckers to know that one brother don't. I'm a brother. I give my word. I
Fact.
don't.
That's a fact.
I don't not get it.
True
You
indeed.
can do what you
And even
want.
though shit like that happens in our community, Charles went to battle in the war. You know what I'm saying? And being an officer, he's seen a lot of shit. I seen a lot of shit going on. But guess what though? To all my trolls, whoever you are, big, small, and indifferent, I'm still gonna bring the same temperament, man. That shit don't change
When
nothing.
when you when
I'm
you
still gonna stay on y'all niggas'
reference
necks,
me as
and
Sergeant
it's
Major.
gonna be like that. Cause
When you
I'm from
reference
my
me,
ancestors,
reference
nigga. My
me as
ancestors
Sergeant
built
Major.
this motherfucking space, nigga. So get it in blood, nigga.
I got
All
it
right,
in blood
fellas.
already.
All right,
When
fellas.
you reference me as Sergeant Major.
I'm
I
gonna hit
got
you
it
up.
in
All right,
blood.
Sergeant Major, man. You
All
know,
right, Sarge. We're
just
gonna see you later, man.
motherfucking
All right, I'm gonna
Peace.
drop
you
off
already
because
know,
I
man.
got to
Salute
go
to
to
Woo!
Meadow.
sleep.
And
Salute to
we
him.
out.
Salute to the judge. Salute to all of y'all, man.
I
Yup, no
love
doubt.
all y'all.